So here's the big question. How are entrepreneurs like us, who have been hustling and struggling to make it to success, who seem to make it one step forward only to fall two steps back, who are dedicated, determined, and driven, how do we finally break through and win? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Brian Kelly, and this is the Mind, Body, Business Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind, Body, Business Show. We have such a phenomenal show lined up for you because of the guest expert you are about to meet. It is the incomparable April Lewis. I cannot wait to share her with you, her energy, her drive, her love for helping and serving others. I cannot wait to bring her on. And you're going to find out how dedicated and committed she is to succeeding, not just for herself, but for people that she cares about, which is everyone, you. And she's here to serve. And I just love working with, talking to people like April Lewis. And we'll bring her on very, very quickly, I promise. But before we do that, the Mind, Body, Business Show, what is that all about? Real quickly, what it is it's about what I call the 3 pillars of success. And what happened is about 10, maybe 11 years ago, I started studying only successful people, those that had achieved a level of success perhaps greater than my own. And what I began finding out over that period of about 10 years is that 10 or 11 is that these 3 topics kept bubbling to the top, these 3 attributes, if you will. And that was the very title of this show, the 3 pillars. Mind, which stands for mindset. To a person, each successful individual that I studied had developed and really not perfected. No one can really perfect, but came close. They put in a lot of work into their mindset. They had a very powerful, positive, and most importantly, a very flexible mindset. That was key. And then body, that literally was that they took care of themselves physically, their physical body, by way of exercising on a regular basis and by what they ingested, both food and liquid. And then business. Business is so multifaceted. It's a beautiful, glorious realm. It includes skill sets that must be mastered for one to be successful. Skill sets like marketing, team building, systematizing, leadership, sales. The list goes on. I could go on for quite some time. The thing is, to master any one skill set can take a long time. I mean, it's been said, to be coined an expert at anything, one must spend 10,000 hours on that one thing. And the same is true with mastering a skill set. The good news is you don't have to go through personally and master every skill set that I just rattled off and many more that go with it. The thing is, if you were to master just one skill set, and as a hint, one of those 4 or 5 that I just mentioned was the skill set I'm talking about, is the skill set I'm talking about. If you master just one, then the rest can fall into place and you don't have to worry about mastering that one. Does anybody want to know what that one is? Just let me know. Put it in the comments. Okay, I'll tell you, no matter what. That one skill set is the skill set of, drum roll, leadership. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. When you have mastered the skill set of leadership, then all of the other skill sets that you need to have mastery built into your business, all you need to do is bring in those people that have acquired those skills, who have mastered those skills, and lead them. That's it. I know it sounds really simple, and it is, but it can be, it's a lot of work still, but it's a simple concept and it works. It works phenomenally well. So that is fantastic. The Mind, Body, Business Show. That is what it's all about. It's about showcasing amazing, beautiful, wonderful people like April Lewis, who's coming on. And it's all about, this is key. If you get nothing else from this show, it's about modeling success. And April has achieved success, and she's going to be bringing on some incredible snippets of value. It happens every show. And all I implore of you is to take notes and then take and put into action those things that April has basically told you that are keys to her success. Sound cool? And speaking of success and taking notes, another key element of successful people that I found was that to a person, each and every one of these individuals were also very voracious readers of books. And with that, I'd like to segue into a very short segment I like to affectionately call bookmarks.
Bookmarks. Born to read. Bookmarks. Ready, steady, read. Bookmarks. Brought to you by reachyourpeaklibrary.com.
Yeah, there you see it, reachyourpeaklibrary.com. And a real quick side note, really quick. One of the things I love to tell folks on this show, and when I'm talking from stage as well, is to just take notes instead of succumbing to that urge to go start looking at websites and resources that that April is going to be bringing to the table, as well as yours truly. Just write the domain names down now, go visit them later. And here is why. I say this all the time from stage, that is because the magic happens in the room. And what that means at a deep level is simply that if you pay attention, you can utilize the information that is being disseminated. If you don't, if you just take your gaze away for just a moment, you could miss that one thing that April says that could change your life for better forever. And I would really not like for that to happen for you. So just a piece of advice, I literally write notes as I'm hosting the show myself. So I never ask anybody to do anything. I don't myself practice. And I implore of you to do the same. So reachyourpeaklibrary.com. You can write that down. What that is, the website I had developed. My team put it together. And I really literally had you in mind when I did this. Entrepreneurs, business people looking for additional success, rising that bar. And what I did was I put a compilation of books I personally read and vet. So not every book I've ever read is in this list. And they're actually in no particular order. They're kind of just haphazardly thrown in there. And the beautiful thing is all you need to do is find one book you have not read yet, whatever one appeals to you by the quick description, and click the button and get it. By the way, this is not what I would call a money-making website. That was not the purpose of this site. It is the purpose of it is so you can have a library where you know that the books in there have been vetted at least by one other successful individual, and that the odds of your not wasting time are greatly improved. And so, again, not every book I've ever read is in here. There are some really fantastic books, and I'm sure you recognize some of them already. All right, that is enough of that, because you know what time it is? I think you can guess what time it is. It is time to bring on the amazing April Lewis. Here we go.
It's time for the Guest Expert Spotlight. Savvy, skillful, professional, adept, trained, big league, qualified.
And there she is, ladies and gentlemen. It is the one, the only April Lewis.
I love that intro, Brian. Gosh. Can we play it again?
Absolutely. As many times as you want. How are you doing tonight, April?
I am fantastic, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. And the reason is because I get to spend time with people like you. You are on fire. You're improving yourself. We're going to talk about that a little bit. You recently just completed something monumental, and that's going to change not only your life forever, but every life you touch. And that's a big, big deal. I can't wait to bring that one in. Before we dive into it, I'm going to give you the introduction you deserve, because I respect you in a moment. But first, we're going to do a little bit of housekeeping, if that's cool with you. I've got a couple things to get off the plate, and then we'll get right into it. All right. So if you're struggling with putting a live show together and it's overwhelming and you want a lot of the processes done for you while still enabling you to put on a high quality show and connect with great people like April Lewis and grow your business all at the same time, then head on over to carpetbombmarketing.com. Carpet Bomb Marketing, saturate the marketplace with your message. And one of the key components that is contained in the Carpet Bomb Marketing program is one that you'll learn how to absolutely master, is the very service we use to stream our live shows right here on the Mind Body Business Show. And over the course of the past, oh my gosh, over 9 years now, we have tried many of these quote unquote TV studio software solutions for live streaming. And I got to tell you, StreamYard is the best of the best. It combines supreme ease of use along with unmatched functionality. So you can start streaming high quality, professional looking live shows for free. And you can do that right now with StreamYard. Visit the website. You see it on the screen, ryp.im/stream live, ryp.im/stream live. And now let's bring the woman of the hour, back to the front, back to the center. She is April Lewis, and she empowers individuals to be the highest versions of themselves so they become healthy, happy, high achievers. She is the CEO of the A. Lewis Academy, Inc., a learning and development consultancy based in Florida. Ooh, I love Florida. As a keynote speaker, national trainer, and executive coach, she takes an inside-out approach to personal, professional, and organizational transformation. Lewis is a certified life coach, certified health coach, certified NLP practitioner, I threw that one in there, and best-selling author of The Missing Piece in Forgiveness. She equips professionals with relevant tools and strategies to manage stress and increase resiliency. Lewis, I like April. April is a U.S. Army veteran. Thank you for your service. And Gold Star wife. She is a first-generation graduate of the University of South Carolina and a native of Mobile, Alabama. With that, now officially and formally, I'd like to welcome to the stage April Lewis.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yes, indeed. They are going wild. Let's see. We've got a few people making some comments already. Oh, goodness. I think you know this wonderful, amazing individual, Miss Brigida. Yes.
Am I echoing? Is it me? Hey, Brigida. Look, I'm saying it as if I can hear her say hey back. Hi, Brigida.
Well, she is talking back. She said, oh, look at this. Thank you for your service. Thank you.
Bless you. Thank you. Big hug to you, Brigida. Virtual hug to you right now.
And we have Tamika Walker. I love all this.
Yes, peace, Tamika. That's my girl right there. She is a beautiful soul, Brian. You would love having her on the show.
I can only imagine if you know her, of course.
Yes,
Three pillars. Yes, she was listening, and she wanted to know what that one skill set was. I love it. I love it. Yeah, she went through. Oh, just woo, lots of great quotes. Thank you. Oh, and look at this one. Hey, phenomenal April.
Blessed. She's actually one of my a coaching client, and when I tell you, if I have an idea and then the idea became my world and I am making the world a better place every day was a person, it's Tamika Walker. Like literally and figuratively, she's a doula. She's bringing lives into the world. She's amazing. So Tamika, thank you for being here with us.
Yes, thank you, Tamika. Yeah, introduce us after the show, April. I would love to have a chat with her. That'd be phenomenal. And that's what I love about what I get to do in this show. It's never about competition. It's about collaboration. There is competition in the world, and competition is good. Please don't get me wrong. But collaboration, I used to be a fitness professional, and I would literally refer people to other fitness professionals if we weren't a fit for any reason, without hesitation. It wasn't about Brian making another dollar. It was about Brian giving them the best result they could possibly get. And that's what I love about you, April. And it sounds like Tamika is very much that way. And I know Brigida is like that because she's a very good friend as well. So to kick this thing off, what I like to do, I like to peel away the onion a little bit. And it won't hurt, I promise.
Okay.
And you're going to love this because of what you just completed. We'll get into that later. But one of the cornerstones, the foundations, I would say, of life, as far as what we deem as being successful in life, what we're happy with, it all comes about because of what is going on in that big, beautiful noggin of yours, April, and that big, beautiful noggin of everyone watching. Your success or lack thereof is a direct result, some of you may not like this, of what's going on up here in your beautiful brain. And it is a beautiful brain, no matter what's going on in there, because that brain can be changed for better in an instant, as April now knows all too well. And it can be changed forever, reprogrammed for the better, and your life will change literally forever for the better. And by the way, keep on here, because you'll want to get in touch with April to find out exactly how to do that when we're done, because she has the ability to do just that for you. So when it comes to, April, being an entrepreneur can be arduous at times. You get up, a lot of people think, oh, you're an entrepreneur and you're successful, so you're on a hammock swaying back and forth with an umbrella drink, sipping away and just enjoying life every day. That's how it works, right? No.
No.
Every single day, there are multiple challenges, there are multiple hurdles, there are multiple setbacks. So for you personally, April, when you get up in the morning and you know that that day is going to unfold the similar way that all the days before it. There are good times in there as well, of course, or we wouldn't do this. But when it comes to maintaining that positive, productive, driven mindset, what is it that's going through your big, beautiful brain when you wake up in the morning that just keeps you going and starts your day off so you have that momentum going throughout the day, the week, the month, and so on? What is that for you, April?
It is my burning desire and knowing. So I think desire and knowing are two different things. I have a desire for it and I know, and they meet in this like beautiful middle ground that says, you still got work to do for God. It is literally about the fact that I am still here, fully capable, in my right mind, with all the things that have happened in life, all the things that may have happened just the day before. But I want to do, and like all the things that God desired for me to do when He created me, when He said, you're going to come out September the 5th, 1982 at 9:54 p.m. in Mobile, Alabama to do this. I am only interested in this. So I'm very much a believer. And when Christ Yeshua says, I am about my Father's business, I made that my life mantra. Like, I am here to do what I was created to do. Now, that sounds good. And it may even seem like I know what that is in its totality. And I got strong glimpses of it. I got beautiful images of it, and I am doing it. But the fact that I'm still here, it's like the ing on a word. It is a continuous process. And so what's in my beautiful head? Okay, God, which way do you need me to go? Who do you need me to call? What do you need me to post? What do you need me to say? Because I still got work to do because I'm still very much here.
Yeah, you know what that is? You know what that is?
What that
I
is?
call that a bomb dropping moment right there. Oh, yeah.
I love that.
One of the things that really comes through with you, April, and we've talked several times in the past, is you just have this unbelievable glow and passion of life, and you're just a magnet of positivity, in my humble opinion. And I know you're a human being, and you have your down times, down days as well. So no one's perfect, and I want everybody to realize that too. But you have that it factor that makes you a desirable person to be around and to chat with, to learn from, and to do business with, and to be friends with, in all honesty. So you are a product of the product. That's why I'm saying all this. You practice what you preach. And now that you've become NLP certified, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, Katie Bartlett, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, April Lewis is going to change the world one person at a time, emphatically and incredibly. And I know that because that's what drives her. And so I'm so excited for you, and I'm excited for everyone you cross paths with from this moment forward, including yours truly. I got goosebumps under this jacket. I am not kidding.
My gosh.
This is amazing.
You got me like warm in here because becoming NLP certified is so much more than being NLP certified. And I feel we would be remiss if we didn't share what NLP is, because I think a lot of people may have heard it. More often than not, what I've heard is people saying they attribute NLP to Obama and Tony Robbins and Bill Clinton. And so having just gone through the course, and Brigida, who is on teaching us what neuro-linguistic programming is, there are so many ways that you could define it, but I like to keep stuff very, very simple. And neuro-linguistic programming is how we as individuals see and experience the world, and the language we put around it, which determines our words and our behavior. So I love that you brought that up, and I'm so proud of myself for getting it done, because in NLP, I'm a communicator. I have, like, my job, when you talk about my desire, my knowing to do what God created me to do, I am truly a messenger. Like, He anointed my voice to speak. But communication is not just about speaking. Like, so often we think communicating is, oh, this is what I'm saying. They understand what I'm saying. That's a part of it. Then there's a whole other part to listening. And that's the part that's more important than anything else. You couldn't be a great interviewer if you didn't listen to what I said and it was just you talking about you. So I am completely ecstatic that I have that certification. The certification is good, but it's the community that we have with those other practitioners. And it's the ability, like you said, I'm going to make the world a better place, because now I am equipped to listen better to different people and to people with different viewpoints, so I can see how can we work together and link whatever I got going on with what you got going to help you get to wherever you desire to be, which is coaching in a nutshell.
And I love that. There are so many wonderful definitions of NLP because it's very deep and very wide in a great way. I use one sentence. I just call it the science of success. And I got that from a mentor of mine. I did not coin that phrase, but I thought that hits it all on the head without all the details, which details are good to have for those that are like, well, what does that mean? And there's so many things. One of the other more powerful things, or equally as powerful, I should say, is the ability to literally reprogram your own brain. You're the one doing it. No one else is doing it. You're just following instructions. It's not woo-woo like I thought in the beginning 7 years ago when I first became certified. And it's a science that helps your brain to change into what you were meant to be, because it's your subconscious that's doing the work. It is you, your essence. And that's what's beautiful about it. I'm smiling because I can't help it. It's just, it's the most unbelievable science ever. It's like an unbelievable euphoric drug without any bad side effects.
Boom.
Yeah. And it's not a drug, you know. The other thing is it lasts permanently. It's not just, you know, a 2-minute high or 20-minute high or whatever it is. I don't even know. But it's a life-changing process. And for anyone out there who has not gone down the path of at least learning more about it, I know that April would gladly spend some time with you and have a chat. We'll give you how to connect with her toward the end of the show. On that note, I almost forgot, April, and I feel bad because we have a sponsor for this show as well, and I'll put that on the bottom of the screen. So for everyone who stays with us live till the end, you have to be watching live, you will have the opportunity to win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort, and it's all compliments of that. You see that red stamp looking, there it is, logo up on the upper right of the screen if you're watching this live or recorded. The Big Insider Secrets, they are the sponsor of this show, and they give us the ability to give one of these away every single show. That's pretty phenomenal. And just to be very, very clear, this is not one of those things where when you show up to the resort where they're going to whisk you down to the basement, water torch you with a timeshare pitch. It's not that at all. It is your vacation stay. You don't want to miss that. Stick around to the end because we give this away every single show, and you must be watching live in order to enter because it's time-based. So, all right. Wow, we got comments flying in. I got to check on that real quick. What do we have, Tamika? Oh, she's going crazy. Yes, the science of success. Oh, she's got so many comments. We can't go through them all, but I appreciate you. I like her. I already like her. I haven't met her yet. Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. She's an awesome human. We also got some cool people watching on Instagram here. I wish they could get in so they could like qualify for the free gift. That's amazing. 5 nights in a 5-star.
They can. If they're watching this live on Instagram, absolutely. Okay. The way to enter will be revealed. And absolutely, everyone on Instagram, welcome for watching this. And I appreciate having you here to watch this amazing April Lewis. As you all follow her already, you already know how amazing she is. So yeah, absolutely. All Instagram people who stay on Instagram people, that was weird. People who are watching on Instagram are definitely eligible to enter as well. Nobody is left out as long as you're here
that's
live.
Awesome. So at the end, I'll put it in there so they can, what do you call it? Not subscribe, but apply to win. Enter. That's where. Why didn't I come up the word enter? Like enter to win. That's awesome. Absolutely. Shout out to the sponsor. Thank you all if they're watching.
Yeah. So so in the beginning, I kind of opened with a few things, mind, body, and business, and also the importance of reading. We're shifting gears here a little bit. And what I wanted to find out from you, April, if you are the person, that one person that you would consider to be an avid reader, like you love reading and you absorb the information and use it to better yourself. Would you consider yourself to also be an avid reader?
100%. Yes.
Not only a reader, but an author, right?
I am an author, and I am working on a book now that will be released, fingers crossed, spring of this year. So we are finishing it up now. It's exciting. So yes, I am an avid reader, my friend.
So I got to ask you, I love this. I am deeply curious about things like this. When you finished your first book, when it became publicly aware that you had this book, did anything in your life change at all from that moment forward?
Oh man, yeah. Like my book was I co-authored a book and it was very intimate, right? What I put in that book, a lot of people would not share. And I shared it in a book that became an international bestseller. So my life changed because at that moment I knew I was free from the pain and suffering of grief, which is the most of what my chapter in that book is about. So for me, it was very liberating. And I remember the day that I submitted the final copy to the editor. And at the time I was living in Columbia, South Carolina, and I literally just like cried. And I had this like panic attack. And it was like, oh my God, what have you done? Why would you say that? What are you doing? I mean, it was insane. And so I got up and just started like washing dishes. And then I turned on some praise music. And I was like, I mean, literally like freaking out by myself. Like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? And then I just stopped in my tracks and I just breathed. And I acknowledged what I was feeling. And then I said, April, you're over it. Now, I was over it to the sense of sharing because it's very much part of my story. There was still some healing that needed to take place, but I had freed myself from the bondage that I put myself in for the situation that I talked about in the book. So my life changed on a very spiritual sense that I was free. In the business entrepreneur sense, it took my confidence to another level. It really let me know that I was capable, that I was qualified. And at the time I was even working, that I was working. And at one of my corporate events for the job that I was working, we gave away a copy of the book to all the attendees, my book and this doctor's book. So it took my confidence to another level because now I will forever go down in history having authored something. And we know author is the root word of authority. So on the topic of the missing piece and forgiveness, overcoming the impossible, I am a leading authority figure in that. And so I am very grateful to this day for having released my story.
I love it. And you said everything I expected. I mean, and more. I shouldn't say everything I expected because I didn't know all that story. But I love everything about what you just said. And the one thing I was going to then come back and ask you if it didn't come up, and you did, was what happened to your perception by others of being an authority figure? And you basically said that's what it did. And because now they're giving your books out in front of other people. And the second you said, I authored a book right here on this show, those that never had known that about you, I guarantee your level of authority in their eyes went up. You didn't even say what the title of the book was yet. You didn't say what was in the book yet. It didn't matter. That's what happens. Oh, great story. There was a quick story. A gentleman was showing the power of a book. And basically it really, and I'm not demeaning anything that you wrote in there by any stretch, April. What his point was, just author a book. Don't fret over every word and don't make it perfect. The contents really don't matter as much as we all think, because it's always been written about before us. Anyway, he held up this one book and he said, this is a book titled, and it's something like Everything Men Know About Women. And I forget the author name and all this. And he said, this has been an unbelievable, it's sold millions and millions and millions of copies. And then he proceeded to open the book up and flip the pages. He's on stage. April, every single page was 100% blank.
And accurate.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And so what a way to make a point about, the contents aren't as important as we all think. This one had no content and it was a multi-million-dollar best-selling, unbelievably funny, but also true. And I say that to give everyone else out there hope and to stop getting stuck with being a perfectionist or do I have the right story? The answer is yes. If it's your story, it's yes, because it's your story. It's unique to you. And that's what you're giving to people is your essence. Like April, you went deeper than a lot of people would go. And kudos to you for doing that. And for everyone looking at April going, would I ever work with somebody like this? They're all saying, heck yes, she's willing to be vulnerable and do what it takes to get to help others and to shed the light on the things she struggled through so that I can go, wow, maybe my life isn't so bad after all and she's successful. I can do that too. You've become an inspiration. And thank you for doing that.
You're awesome. I love that you just gave I needed to hear that as I'm in the middle of writing this book now. This book, and for anyone following this book, if you've heard me talk about my book, then please say it in the comments, because I have talked about it since November. I was on the phone with my amazing coach at the time, she's my life coach for life, Cindy Simran Singh, shout out to her. We were talking, and it was November 2018, if I'm not mistaken. The years are all weird now, but it's been a while since the book like literally fell in my spirit to do. And we're very much January 2022, and I'm still writing the book, still going back and forth, with the title and this, that, and the other. And I love that you just said, it doesn't have to be perfect. He published a book with blank pages, but the intention behind it, for me, with everything in life, it is the intention, your volition behind why you're doing it. My intention is to help people, regardless of whatever you're dealing with in your life and your business. There is a solution for it. So I have 11 chapters of simple solutions to just get from wherever your point A is to whatever your point B is. And it's not going to be perfect to someone, and to somebody else it's going to change their life. And that's okay. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And for everyone who just heard you give them that beautiful permission, just do the same. We all have something that another human being needs, and we won't know it until they release it.
Yeah, it's going to do nobody any good unless you get it out there, right? Yes. It would be a disservice to the world if every one of us did not tell our story that would help someone else. A disservice. It is our responsibility to get the word out, no matter how painful it might be. And I'm sure that you went through some of that. You just described it, that there's some emotions that will flow through you as you're, well, should I reveal that? That's pretty private. Or that they're going to think I'm not perfect. Should I reveal that? And the answer is always yes, but it depends on how deep you go and what kind of things we're talking about too, and who's the audience and all that. So we don't want to go too crazy with it, but to be honest, so what that does is add to your authenticity, your integrity. And one thing I really loved what you said, April, a big part of it, huge part of it that I got from your description of what happened as a result of writing that book was how your confidence changed. Mm-hmm. And that is so, how powerful is that to have increased confidence when you're in a business? I'll ask you that.
Oh my gosh. It is literally, when you're in a business, it's you and you first, and then whomever your client is. So you have to, and let me just make it very personal. Everything that I produce is intellectual property. I don't do tech work. So I am not making an application or creating a widget. I am taking something out of my head, pulling in my experiences and my expertise, and I am producing content. I am producing keynote speeches. I am producing, in this book, the words in this book, my group coach workbooks. Like, it is all intellectual property. I take things that I know and I turn it into a framework, a methodology, a process where I can teach it to another person. If I don't have my confidence and unshakable confidence, there is nothing that I can do, because I have to know that it works before I hit send, before I utter the word of whatever it is. And sometimes that's all is this works for me. It, in my definition of work, it works. And then you just have to get it out there. So my confidence is, and I've always been a pretty confident person, but there is confidence in life. And then there's confidence in business. And confidence in business is saying, I can help you with your problem and you're going to pay me according. That's a different type of confidence versus saying, oh, I can show up and just be me and be liked because, like, for me, I'm a veteran or I'm an ex-professional athlete. That's cool. But confidence to say, hey, I got the juice that you need to go with your bacon. Pay me for it. You have to be ready, mind, body, and spirit to do that. And it's not easy until it is.
You know what that is, April?
Let's go.
That is another. Smart bombs of wisdom. Oh my goodness. All rolled into one. There was one phrase that it yelled at me in a great way that you said. Oh my gosh. It spoke volumes of who you are at the core. It says, I have to know that it works before I hit send, which means I have to prove to myself that it works before I am going to represent something. And it's going to also impact my confidence when it goes out, right? All of that together, adds to the authority, the authenticity, and the confidence that What was it like for you? Okay, so April, you just start your business. You hadn't made a sale yet. You hadn't had anybody transact. And you know how that can be. It can be look like this monstrous mountain. Like, how the heck, when the heck is this ever going to happen? And then when it does happen, what went through your mind? How did that feel? What changed inside of you the moment you got that first deal, that first contract?
Oh my gosh. So I want to tell, so there were two. Like, I started as an entrepreneur while I was still working, and then I went full time March of 2020. And we know what happened March of 2020. Like, it starts with a C and ends with, "Are you kidding me?" Right? So I want to talk about the very first one, and back in 2014. And the crazy thing is, I wasn't paid with money. I was paid with a free meal. But that free meal felt like $1 million, because the person that hired me, her name was Tamara. I can't remember her last. Actually, I only can't remember her last name because her last name just changed on social media, and I don't want to say it wrong. Anyway, her name was Tamara, and she's the CEO of Women to Women Entrepreneurship Association. It's an organization based in South Carolina. And back then, I was just doing my thing online, like on Facebook, showing up, hashtag team healthy living, hashtag workout, being inspired. Like, I had and I'm working a whole job. Like, I had no rhyme or reason for like anything. And she reached out to me to speak at her entrepreneurship association, like luncheon that she had. I had never formally spoken before, but I knew I was a speaker. I just knew that. And when she did that, it completely validated, one, that people see me. Like, people see me who may never say anything to me. People see me who didn't say anything to me. And then secondly, it validated and affirmed that I got something to say. So at the time, she wasn't paying her speakers. It was literally, and if anybody watching this who live in Columbia, South Carolina, they know Liberty Tap Room Restaurant. We went in, and funny story, Brian, I was 3 days out of having knee surgery. So I stood up with stitches in my knee and delivered my first speech for about 45 minutes to a room full of women entrepreneurs. And I basically told them that life is going to happen. It's going to knock you down. Get back up and keep moving, because you have work to do. And I have carried that message on from working with individuals to now working with corporations. It's still the same thing. Some's going to take you out. Pandemic, job loss, change of leadership, merger, acquisition, whatever. Get hit, boop, 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 come back in and move forward accordingly. And I got lunch. Chicken felt like $1 million back then, because it validated me and it affirmed me. And so fast forward to now, where people pay me what they pay me, it is like, God, you are gracious. It's the gratitude.
It's all because you showed up, you stepped up, you put in the work that was necessary. You said yes to when you were offered an ability to speak from stage. Your first time ever, so I can imagine that the knees were knocking pretty heavily, even though it was fun and invigorating and exciting. Many people, like, they say this very often, or I hear this often, that people fear public speaking more than they fear death. Yes. And to be able to just own it, step up and present, just that act alone is a major breakthrough. And I'm just saying that for those that are watching and listening, that if you haven't yet done that, and you ever get the opportunity, or maybe you should create your own opportunity, maybe have a live video show like this or a podcast, then do it if you haven't done it yet, because you'll see insurmountable changes in everything that happens with you and for you and to you as a result of, because you change inside, internally. April was just talking about your confidence is raised. You become validated. That's a powerful word. Yes. Powerful word. I wrote that down. It was like, yes, that's a key. That's that, and confidence. And it just, now when you talk to the next person, I got this. I have the confidence. I know someone else wanted it. That means you're going to want it too. Or if it's not a fit, it's not a fit. But the odds of you wanting it, if we are a fit, are great.
Oh my gosh, yes. And what you just said is key. If somebody else wanted it, so you're going to want it. And I coach a couple of men, but I mostly coach women. But people that I coach, the rock stars that I coach, I tell them, when you get one sale, that's all it takes. You just need one. And you know, Brian, you come up with something, you're like, I'm going to try to do this. Seems good. Push it out to the market. The minute you get that deposit, let's go. Like, that is like the most validating, thing ever, because that means that you created something that someone saw value in. There are 7+ billion people in the world. It's somebody else that need what you got. And it's just on us as the producer to be in position to where we attract those other people. But, and I love how you're even talking to the audience, because I feel that this show is being broadcasted to entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs, and also leaders too. And leaders are entrepreneurs in their own way, because you got to build up a team. You have to get your team to meet your goals and get across the finish line, regardless of what's happening all around you. And if you did it once, if you do it once, you can absolutely do it again. So take that one and hold on to it, for dear life, and let that like boost your confidence up. And don't stop until you get 2, and then 3, and then 33.
And the cool thing is, after that first one, number 2 is a lot easier than number 1. Number 1 is the hardest. It feels like it. The cool thing is everything changes. What you write, how you write it, what you say in your writing, how you show up on Zoom calls, how you show up on telephone calls, in your voice, your confidence. I liken it to a crazy thing where it's like dogs who can sense fear. Humans can sense lack of confidence.
Yes.
To a degree. Yes. And when you don't have that, that's another reason why your sales start taking off after that first one. You're like, what the heck happened? I couldn't get one for all this time, and now suddenly everything's coming my way. That's why.
Oh,
yeah. You're showing up for it.
Yeah, I have a talk that I do with organizations, how to build unshakable confidence. And the first and foremost thing is you have to know what you know. More often than not, if you aren't feeling confident about something, it's because you don't have no business talking about it, right? If you know your stuff, like, saying something is my jam. So when something like live streaming is your jam, Oprah could pop in this hotel room right now and say, hey, sorry to kick your door down, but I need somebody to help me live stream. And I could say, Brian. And Brian would say, okay, April, we'll finish this show later. I got to go help O. Because you don't have to go get, like I'm saying O because we're best friends. You don't have to go get ready. You're always ready. And I know my friend Les Brown, you have his book in your library. You have the book, I think, behind you. And Les Brown said it is better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. So your confidence comes, boom, shout out to Les. You got to make sure you see this recording. Your confidence comes in talking about what you know about. The whole fake it till you make it, it's good until a certain degree. Like, I think, I operate like the richest girl in the world. Like, to me, I'm not the richest girl in the world yet, but I operate as such because I want to embody that energy. But I will never sit up here and operate like this world-renowned mathematician, because I'm not that. The way I use my calculator and my phone for like 2-digit numbers lets you know that I'm not that person. But your confidence is going to come by you being in alignment with who you are, your mind and your body and your physical self in alignment with who you are. So regardless of the setting, regardless of who's around you, all you have to do is show up as your best and bright self.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to do it again. It's just warranted. So important to be, you said, I think the crescendo was there toward the end of that, which was be in alignment with yourself. And that has become a very common theme in 2021 and now into 2022. That is a theme of success, because it happened to me recently where I did a shift, or I know you don't like the word pivot, but I flexed and changed. I completely changed what I did. I was a professional certified fitness instructor, and I switched from doing that because I found out over time and through listening to other people who know me and love me that wasn't my true passion. It was a passion, but not my true passion, not what made me tick. And it turned out to be everything considering and covering and surrounding automation, behind the scenes. And that led to this show and everything. I automate everything. But the thing is, once I learned that and embraced it, it was easy to embrace because they're like, you know what, they're right. That's the fourth person that's told me in 1 month the same thing. There's God give me a sign of some kind here.
Yeah.
Interesting thing is, one day after I made the decision to move away from fitness, I literally deleted a website that had hours and hours and hours of workout videos that I personally recorded. And I had zero remorse. And I wasn't upset at the fitness. I just said, my focus is now here. That's the past already, instantly. And I thought, man, that told me right then and there, I know I'm in the right space now, finally. And sometimes it takes a while for people to find that passion. For you, April, did it take you some time to get to that point? Like, I got it. This is it, finally. Or did it come to you earlier?
We had a little, I gotta laugh. We had my eyes like tearing up, like, ugh. So this thing just happened, like today. It's to know that I was supposed to pour into people and help them better manage their mood. I knew that because I did it for myself. And this was after completely losing my mind, like completely losing my mind. So I knew that I possessed the skills and the ability to regurgitate the process to help anyone who was willing to do the work recover and be more resilient. What's so interesting about you asking this question now, and I feel like God is using you to put me on the spot, and that's okay because I'm gonna roll with it and I'll just throw up later. I recently made the decision to where I am about to shift in my business and move more into strategy. And just like when you deleted that website, first off, if you got them workout videos, send them over here. But when you deleted that website and you're like, it's fine, it's how I felt when I was on the phone with my therapist. Like I definitely go to therapy. I am team therapist for anybody that's in denial. I was on the phone with my therapist, and my therapist is so funny because I like how he just let me like cry and whine and scream and just release, right? And then I come back and all I do is say the answer for what I feel I can't figure it out once I just release and get through the noise. And I even teach that, clearing the mental clutter. So to answer your question, when you know that you know that you know, you just know. I am the best strategist that I know. I'm saying that very humbly. That's confidence right there. I know that I am able to work with anyone who is willing to do the work and come up with, take an ambiguous idea and turn it into a well-formed outcome and create a strategy to get to that place. That means a lot of what I've created and done and presented and taught and got paid for is about to be pushed to the side, and I will bless it and I will release it. But now I have to move down this playing field of strategy, and I have never been more sure and more confident about anything because I know that I know that I know, and it's full congruence, which means the way I think about it, the way I'm speaking about it, the way I feel about it, and what I'm going to do about it, which is my action and activity, is in alignment.
I just wonder if you're passionate about it at all. I'm being totally sarcastic. Yeah, it's powerful. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And the beautiful thing is everything you've been doing up to this point is literally leading you to where you are becoming, where you are going now. The same was true with my fitness business. I'm not in fitness as an industry anymore, but it wasn't like it was just cast away and it was for nothing at all. I learned so much in the process of building that. And all of that, I apply the good and the bad. I do what's good and I avoid what's bad from the learning to what I'm doing now. So it's never like, I'm just saying this to give people an idea. Like it's okay to change direction. Like if you're in a boat or a ship and it's still in the water and you're pointing the wrong direction, how do you change direction? You can't, because you're not moving in water. In order to change direction, you have to move forward first. So pick something, go after it that you think you're passionate about. That may be the right one. You don't know yet. And then as you realize, oh, maybe not, just like April is now doing, she says, oh, it's over here. But I'm moving, so I was able to do that. And because I was moving in the past, I can now go to the future to where I really want to go. And so I just wanted to give everybody that hope that, look, it's not wasted time. It's not wasted effort. It's valuable experience. It's incredibly valuable.
Yeah, it is never
how you were able to get the confidence you currently have to give you the confidence to make that decision.
Yes. And the forward moving of everything that you just said, like you have to stay in motion. I seriously, in this notepad, I just got finished reading this book, Single Digit Millionaire. And he said something like, if I may pull up my notes on your show, he's like, you find your purpose in pursuit of something. You never find it when you're stagnant. And it is so easy. And as someone who's dealt with depression, deep, dark, take me now, God, depression, let me say this the right way. In my experience, depression was able to get such a hold over me is because it's a cloud that comes in and just put darkness and stillness over you. So you go down and you're like, you're physically down and it's dark. And so in the darkness and being down, there is no movement. So whatever you go down with is what's circulating through your mind. And so if it's grief, if it's sadness, if it's loss that's taking you down, that's the heavy blanket that's over you. That's why when people are dealing with depression, it's recommended they go outside, open up the curtains, get in motion, move your body. All of those things are to stop those same spiraling thoughts that are dark to come off you. Movement is so important. Movement in all the ways. Physical fitness and exercise, moving in your business. If you want to write a blog and you feel like you can't write a blog, write a sentence and just say, hello world, I hope you have a good day. Call it a blog. The man wrote a book with no pages. It's still a book. If you want to be a singer, sing. You know, it's like you just have to get in motion. And I am very much a believer. So if there's nobody on here that's a believer, that's not my issue. The enemy loves keeping us still. That is truly a trick of the enemy to get you to be stuck, to get you paralyzed in your situation so you don't look up and look for the light. That is what he does. The enemy comes in to steal your hope, to destroy your future, and to kill your dreams, period. So we have got to rise up, and whatever you want to rise up to do, just do it. Nike said it best. Just do it. It's you and you. And in the you doing you and showing up for you, it's going to be a blessing to somebody else. And then you will feel good because self-love, oh my gosh, that and confidence, they're blended together. So that was a mini rant, but it's so critical because I know that feeling to where you're fully capable and you know God created you for something, but in that moment your spirit's so heavy and you're so mentally exhausted and you're stressed out and you don't, like so many people dealing right now, it's so dark and gloomy in this world. And there are people who are just waiting on this to pass over. But what if this is just where we are? What if this will now be forever? Does that mean we're going to stay with our head down and not progress and not continue to make the world a better place? No, get in motion. Do something. Let's go. Whatever it is. If you can't do 10 reps, do 3 reps. If you can't do 3, do 1. I'm just saying.
You know it's coming. Oh my gosh, you just said almost exactly what I said in some of my workout videos. It's like, the exercise calls for 10 reps. So if someone doesn't complete all 10, what do? We're all human. We kick ourselves in the butt, figuratively. And so I always preach. I said, look, if you did 3 out of 10, but you gave it your all and you could do no more, you couldn't do 4, don't kick yourself in the butt. Literally take that hand, reach around and pat yourself on the back because you know what? The more you do that, you do 3 the next day you're going to do 4. Then you're going to do 5. And ultimately you'll do 20. And so always give yourself credit for taking action, no matter if you were successful in your eyes or not. And oh my goodness. And then when someone is down, which we've all been there, we have emotions. We're human. The beautiful thing is if you ever find yourself in a state of negative emotion, hurt, anger, fear, sadness, guilt, any of those five major negative emotions, reach out to April.
Yes.
Why? Because there's this amazing science called NLP that within a 7-minute time span, you can be completely rewritten and over. You could learn how to fire off that wonderful anchor that April knows all about. You could go through a quick 7-minute timeline session that April knows all about. and simply change your life forever within, and I'm not kidding, 7 minutes. I've done this from stage personally many times, and I've watched a sea of people change before my eyes for the better. There's no more gratifying feeling, in my humble opinion, on this earth than something like that, when you're helping people to just unload the stuff and do it so easily without pain, and just, you're done. You reprogram, you change the wire from connecting to the wrong one to the right one, you're done. And now you're better. You're like, oh, I'm not depressed, I'm not down, I feel empowered, I can't wait. What it will do is everything April is saying you should do, and that is to take action and move. It will take away the resistance. You know, those little devils that pop up and say, hey, you're no good, you shouldn't do it, these are all the reasons why. They're gone. And you just say, all I know how to do now is act and go forward and say yes.
Yes.
And it changes your life forever. And I know that only because of an example from 7 years of learning it myself, and now knowing April is now recently certified. And look at her. How amazing is she? Who would love to work with April Lewis? Right here.
Me
Absolutely.
Too.
I'm glad. That's a good thing.
I love it. You said a word that's so powerful, and you said just connect. It is all about connection. Like, as human beings, we thrive off of connection in our environment. Everything that we do, how our mind is wired, it is connections. The neurons, you know, what thoughts are connected to it. When you see something outside of you, what language do you put around it? So it's connected to it. So if you get connected to good stuff, then you'll be good. If you're connected to bad stuff, bad TV, bad programming, bad food, inactivity, which is a bad behavior, then you're in a bad place. So get connected to the good.
I love it. So I just looked at the clock, and we're 3 minutes out, but we're going to go a little long if you're okay with that, April. Just a little bit longer, because we got a few things still to do. One of which I wanted to ask you, now that you're making this shift, and maybe you haven't put all the pieces together, and that's okay. It's all part of business. And I know I went through it, from fitness to automation, but maybe you already have enough there. But I'm going to pull up your website. And as I do that, if you wouldn't mind letting everyone know who it is you love to help, the clients that you work with, what is it you do for them, or you're going to do for them? And if you have any success stories, we'd love to hear one of those real quick, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely. And I'm going to see it too. So you can scroll up. Look at me on here. So yes, it is very much simple. As you see, it says, does your life seem more complicated than it should be? Right there, I offer 41 tips to enjoy life more and stress less. I work with individuals and organizations who are more prone to being stressed out because of the work that they do. They're typically in the service industry. They serve other people, whether it's in healthcare, education, or business ownership. They are service-minded, heart-level people. And what I do is help them come up with strategies and approaches to manage their stress so they can show up and be great. I do this. I love working with healthcare organizations, especially at times like this, with individuals, those business owners. They have great ideas. They have a lot of things that they want to do, a lot of clients that they need to attend to, a lot of patients, a lot of students. And we take all of the a lot and simplify it so they can move forward and take action on the things that they want to take action on. And it is all about that clarity. Clarity breeds success. Strategy decreases success, decreases stress. So I move them away from stressful environments, stressful situations, stressful thinking, and really just start creating a plan to move forward so they can do what they're created to do and what they go to work to do every day.
I love it, because, you know, stress, all that is it puts up a barrier to progress. You know, it freezes us all. It creates resistance, hesitation. It's not a good thing. It's like that negative emotion of fear. Very similar. It all stems from the same thing. And appreciate that you help people, and then that's what you do. And I'm so happy you have found your true passion and love for what you do. It shows, it's obvious, and that's a good thing. Another thing I wanted to also let everybody know is I haven't forgotten that I will show you how you can win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort. Compliments of the biginsidersecrets.com. That's Jason Nass, my buddy, who owns and runs that. Before we do that, though, what I like to do is I like to close. I can't believe we're already there, April. I like to close each show. So first, before I do that, to contact you, is that a good place? AprilLewis.com?
That's the best place. You can literally get on my calendar from right there. You can follow me across social platforms, or you can send me a direct email, and I am very responsive when people come to my website, aprillewis.com.
And fantastic. And for our podcast listeners, because we do repurpose this, we're on 25 different podcasting platforms, this show. That is aprillewis.com. It's APRILLEWIS.com. And just follow it. There's several places you can connect with her, watch some videos. It's a very, very well done website. It's very succinct and to the point, not a whole lot of distraction, because the one action that you should do, and I highly recommend you do this, is click on the contact button and get in touch with her. Fill out the form and reach out to her. You've seen her, you've heard her, you know that she's not going to bite, and if she does, it won't even hurt. It'll be a love.
It'll be a love.
Yes. So what I want to do is I always end the show with a very, what I call a profound question. And we do have one other gift to give away as well. I haven't forgotten that, April. And the thing about this question is it can be somewhat personal. I know you're good with that. You wrote a book that opened the doors to a lot of your personal life.
Yes.
And it's extremely powerful only in that the answers that I've gotten over the years of doing this show. That was kind of neat to say, over the years of doing the show. It's been 3 years. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's been, oh, I love doing this. The thing is I can't wait. I asked this question of every guest that appears on the show, and the answers are profound. But before we do that, as promised, there's two giveaways here, so stay close. Don't go anywhere. The first of which I'm going to put up on the screen. This is for everyone. Instagram, both of these are for everyone. Instagram viewers, Facebook viewers, YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn. We're everywhere. Everywhere. Twitter.
Everywhere. Literally.
That's all over the place. That's why it's called carpet bomb marketing. All right. So I'm going to put it up on the screen for those of you watching live. This is how you can enter to win, and we'll say it verbally for those of you on Instagram if you're unable to see this, which you probably are. And here we go. So to do this, we give you very temporary permission to take your attention away from the show in order to go to a browser and type this in. And if you're on a phone, I know this may be difficult, write it down and enter it as soon as the show is over. Go get it on a computer or do it on your phone after the show. That's fine. It's not going to go away. We don't announce the winner for about a couple hours. So go ahead and write this down. It's ryp.im/vacation, all lowercase, no caps. RYP, that stands for Reach Your Peak. That's the name of my company, just to help out with the phonetics. ryp.im/vacation. Enter now if you can. And if not, write that down and come back and enter when you're able. And we have one more giveaway by this lovely lady next to me, Miss April Lewis. I mean, come on. Has she been amazing? Let's hear it on the chat. Tell me how amazing. Tell everybody how amazing she is. What I want to do is put up and let you describe what this gift is, April, but I'll put it up on the screen for everybody to see and write this down as well. So go ahead and take it away.
A complimentary clarity consultation to transform any idea into actionable, no stress steps. Valued at $250 and can be scheduled at Calendly. I do not like saying that word. //April Lewis /consultation. So basically what I want to do is click on this link or open up this link in the browser, and it would allow you to schedule on my calendar. And when you get that appointment, I want you to prepare your heart and your mind about the thing that's stopping you right now. What is something that you desire to do, but you aren't doing it because you don't know the strategy, you don't know the steps that you can take, or it may even be freaking you out, or it's so ambiguous and seemingly far-fetched that you don't think it's possible. So in this clarity consultation, what I am going to do, to the best of my ability and to the best of you giving me the information that's needed, we're going to take that idea that seems so far away, and we're going to clarify it to you in a very succinct and actionable way. So when we end that call, to emphasize what we said earlier, you can move, and you can move forward with ease. So hop on my calendar. The link is on the screen. For those of you that's on Instagram, it's calendly.com/April Lewis /consultation. And it will be my absolute honor to help you bring clarity to one thing in your life that's in your heart and you're ready to get it out and present it to the world.
And to be respectful to you and your time, April, is there a time limit for folks that can go and grab this wonderful free gift that's worth $250?
Oh my goodness. Let's give them, what's today? Thursday. Let's give them to, are you going to like cut it off at a certain time?
No, it'll be up to you, and just say, either change that link or URL, or just say we're not accepting anymore at this time. I just wanted to make sure that it didn't get abused. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So I want to, let's give everybody a week, like 1 week to hop on my calendar. After that, then the link will no longer be active.
So as of today, it is January 13th, 2022. So 1 week from today is January 20th, just for those that might watch this a year from now, to know that it's over. If you're a year later, it's done. It won't be there.
Yes.
But out of respect to you, April, that's your time, all of ours, is the most valuable asset we all have. You can never get your time back. You can make more money if you lose money, but you can never make more time. And only God knows when that time is going to be. So make the most of what you got, because you don't know when. Well, it isn't going to be a horrible thing, because we're going to be in paradise. So whatever. Whatever. So once again, it's calendly.com/April Lewis. There's 2 L's in that, /consultation. So go ahead, schedule that. Thank you for that wonderful, amazing gift of your time, which is, I'm sure it's valued at $250. 10x that. 10x.
I always, when people with the value that a car, it is, my definitely more than that. But listen, that's the least important part of it. The most important part is hopping on my calendar so you can get in action.
I love it. And that, again, speaks such great volumes of you as a person, as a human being. And you're just amazing, April. I am so blessed to have gotten to know you, to have you on the show. We're not done, because we do have that question. I didn't forget. I'm not letting you off of the hook that easy. It's not happening.
I'm curious what you're going to ask.
Yes. So, like I said before, it's a pretty profound question, and the answers have been really amazing. And here's the thing, just to kind of ease any curiosity a little bit anyway. There is no such thing, April, as a wrong answer. It doesn't exist. In fact, the exact opposite exists, and that is the only correct answer is your answer. That's the only thing that makes it personal. It's just unique to you. Make sense?
Perfect sense.
And I know you'll crush it no matter what it is, because it'll either come to you immediately, that's fine, or it'll take 5 seconds, or it'll take a minute. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not paying for the airtime. And whatever it takes for you is just right, because it's your answer. Cool?
Okay. I love how you pre-framed it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yes. And so, are you ready?
Dun, dun, dun. Yes. Are you going to put it on the screen?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm going to make you bigger here real soon.
Okay. Don't make me nervous at all, Brian. Jeez.
Oh, no. No. It's all good. You're going to crush this.
Okay.
April Lewis.
Yes.
How do you define success?
Success, according to April Lewis, is freedom of mind, body, and spirit. Success is being able to do what you want, when you want, and how you want, and operate in your truth at all times and in all ways. Period.
Couldn't have said it any better. Couldn't have ended it any better way. It is just amazing. And April, I want to tell you and say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so very much for spending your valuable time with us, sharing your immense wisdom, your incredible experience, being authentic, being open, being transparent. And all of those things, for everyone listening, those are keys to success. It's all part of the mind-body business tripod, or pillars of success, that I like to call. And I just want to say once again, thank you so very much, April Lewis, on behalf of this amazing, amazing young woman, April Lewis. That's it. I'm your host, Brian Kelly of the Mind Body Business Show. And I just want to say to everybody who spent your time with us, thank you so very much. We value you. We value your time. And I can't wait to see what great things you do in the world as a result of listening to and modeling the success patterns of the one and only April Lewis. Until next time, this is Brian Kelly. We'll see you again next time. Take care, everyone. Be blessed.
Bye. Bless you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Mind Body Business Show podcast at www.themindbodybusinessshow.com. My name is Brian Kelly.